Yo, what is up YouTube? Cruiser here, back with another live play of 200 Rush&Cash. 2 tables. Let's see how it goes. I haven't made any videos for a while for the YouTube channel, so decided to try to play a session today, see if we get any good spots to put on the channel. Could have opened this 8-6, I don't know, against a tighter guy. Okay, here against half pot. In theory, I think it's always going to be a call, but in practice, it actually might be already close. If you went something like B75, I will already start to fold this against bigger sizings, because I think people are really bad at constructing a proper polarized flop c-bet ranges, right? They're gonna be like, they're gonna miss a lot of the like low pocket pairs, stuff like maybe ace deuce of diamonds on this board, you know. They're gonna be way more equity driven. Here I'm gonna go for a block. Let me see the guy snap called. Didn't even consider raising. Well, he loses a lot of straights and stuff, but would I have enough straights in my block betting range? Maybe if he thinks I'm good enough, but I would try to raise that combo. Now here I'm gonna be going for a check. And Queen Jack, PVB, I don't think we get to bluff these hands. I have like stuff like Queen 8, Jack 10. Yeah, on this specific run out, I think I'm just gonna be checking back. Okay. Opening here always, because we have a tight recreational in the small blind, so I'm not gonna be mixing Queen 8. I'm always gonna be opening it. Let's go for a 3-bet here. Okay, 3-betting ace king. Pretty trashy hand in the bomb pot here, so I have to fold it. Hijack. Here against a decent reg, I think I'm gonna be mostly jamming. 18 BB makes me wanna call more, but I still think I'm gonna be jamming. Let's run it once. Nice. We get there. I start to run it once, way more now, because of the reasons I watched Saulo Costa a lot, and because of the reasons he said that building a stack is really important to play deep stack against people who are like pretty scared playing deep and are unstudied. I mean, everyone, even myself, everyone is understudied deep stack because people mostly study 100 BBs, right? But deep stack, you can actually put so much pressure, and humans are naturally going to be more passiver when there's a chance that you're going to lose like 200 BB, 300 BB stacks, right? Here we can start with a 40% c-bet. Seems okay. Okay. I don't have any preference here. This guy seems unknown. I'll start with the half pot. I think my main sizing will be something like half pot, because I don't want to go too polarized when there's a flush on the turn. Starting with a range c-bet here. think that guy's really good. Why do I have him tagged as... where was that ace king hand? He's a pretty good player. I'm gonna tag him as a green tag. Checking here, no reason to bet. Yeah, this guy. Okay, I'm gonna be raising the river. Easy raise. Opening here. I think we can raise like even 8x maybe. 8x, 9x of spades. All those hands are worth a raise against the river block. Maybe even lower, maybe even 7x of spades. Okay, we'll be folding queen 10. Even though we're deep stack, you're supposed to call more, but this hand is pretty bad to call, especially out of position. Queen 10, queen jack hands, you can just ditch those hands here. Because they're going to be dominated way too often by stuff like king queen O, ace queen O, etc, etc. A lot of people notice that I fold these hands under the gun. I seen in the comments, like 3 or 4 different people told me that. The reason I fold it is because, like on tables when there's recreationals in position to me, the spot, like the pots are gonna go. Okay, wait, 2 regs. I'm gonna go start with a check. The pots are gonna go multi-way a lot. If the recreational isn't on the cutoff, is on the button. So I try to avoid playing offsuit hands in those scenarios. I try to play stuff like king 5 suited, king 6 suited way more. Going for a b40 delay against 2 regs. I think it's a good strat. We don't want to bomb it because they should have slow plays. Here, the price is too good, but I don't think we beat anything, to be honest. Like, he needs to turn a 10 into a bluff here. So I'm gonna do a super exploitative fold against such a good price. Here the guy checked. Unknown. Makes me think he's like ace high heavy, but still I think I'm gonna be using a bigger size because there's 2 flush draws, even if he has some draw. Like, I don't think I want to overbet because he's gonna fold a lot. If he doesn't have a proper range, when he has to check the flop sometimes with overpair or top pairs, right? Unknown guy, Chinese. I don't think he's gonna have enough of those hands, so he's gonna be folding way more if I overbet though. But I still want to use b75 because there's 2 flush draws. People might think, you know, I have a flush draw, they have to call ace king for 1 street, etc, etc. So that's why I use that. Okay. Let's go pot or check on this board. If it was rainbow, I would use b25 or check. b25 with range, sorry. Here I would polarize, use pot or check. Our hand is a pretty nice candidate to check back the flop without a diamond. But that only works if you're like against a top reg that knows how to put pressure on you every time when the king rolls on the turn or on the river, right? If they think you never have queen jack, if you always bet queen jack, then they can jam range. They can jam range every time the king comes on the either turn or on the river. Okay, folding here. I'm going to be playing way more on GG going forward. I discovered a really bad news this morning that PokerStars is closing in Croatia, which makes me really sad, but the site was dying anyway, so I always thought I would react with more emotion to it, but now I'm like kind of whatever because the site was already dying. So I always thought it would be like the end of the world if that would happen, to be honest with you. But now I'm like, you know, I'm still sad, but I'm not sad as much as I thought I would be. We're always gonna be calling deuces once we open it. Okay. Tonya the cat. I don't know who this guy is. See how many tables he plays. Two tables. Gonna start with a call. Could also raise. I could also raise. Especially against his smaller size. He should be using a bigger size here. Yeah, I could have raised the flop. I think raising the flop is better exploitatively. Raising small, you know, just to put his overcards into indifference. Queen high board, UTG versus BB's high frequency c-bet. But two low cards makes me want to check more, but I still think it's fine. Here I'm gonna go range block. He has to call a lot of ace kings versus this, so. Now I wanna have a heart, spade. I know UTG is supposed to barrel a lot, but I think I'm gonna be checking here. Opening this one. Just wondering here on the turn what I want to bluff. I don't think I want to bluff hearts because now I block some of his folding range like King Jack O, Ace 10 O and stuff like that. So spades, natural stuff, like gut shots, overcards like an Ace 5, Ace 4. Yeah, I think I check Jack 10 in that spot. Sometimes you want to have those trashy low equity hands barreling, but I think in that spot we have something like 7, 6, 8, 7, 9, 8 instead, right? With diamonds and clubs that we can barrel instead of these hand. I think that's how it works. That looks pretty tight. I wanted to flat, but Jack 9 suited doesn't play well. Can stay with TG range. If I had a low pocket pair, even Jack 10, I would call, I guess. Okay, really small 3-bet, but yeah, we can't call 4-bet this. Okay. $21.18. We go both ways here. I think I'm gonna start with a small c-bet. Here I'm gonna check. I'm gonna delay for 40% here. Could also check the turn and bet the river. With a weak flush draw because I would hate to get raised, you know, because then he has higher flush draws that dominate me, so I can't really call, and I'm folding out a lot of equity. Okay, just calling this one. Calling the flop, paired boards, not ideal, but I think we have to call ace highs. He should be blocking the turn. But he decides to check. We're gonna check back. Ace high, no need to bet. Goes for a block. I think I'm gonna raise because I think he would be using a bigger sizing with a king. Ace highs are good candidates to raise because they unblock the bluffs because he's never gonna be bluffing a ace in these shoes, right? And I can raise any king probably for this size. So the only thing is I don't. What I notice is people like to bluff catch more on GG in these spots because they don't think I have a king enough. Although this line was kind of sus because he tanked a lot on the river. Might be some kind of a trap maybe. Going for a 3-bet here. I mean, it's a good calling hand. 4 on the river because most of my value is gonna contain is gonna be 4x. Like most of my like the wait. I wanna finish this hand first. Him having a 4 blocks me from having something like pocket 4s in that spot, right? So he's more likely to bluff catch a 4 than a 3. Okay. I think I'm gonna be checking the turn. Check pretty fast here on a 7. Actually, no. No, I don't want to check. He should be betting most of his flush draws. So once he checks the turn, I put him on 7-6 a lot, to be honest. Not many people would be able to check pocket 4s, pocket 5s in this scenario. Maybe they check ace jack. That's a good candidate. And then I fuck myself if they jam into me here. Check 9, we're going to be calling here. And nothing to do on this flop. It's tanking a lot. Amy from Tokyo. I think I'm going to be calling here. If you trap me, you've trapped me, bro. Well played, but I think I'm going to be calling. How many tables he plays? Amy from 1 tabler. He might have ace jack, but I think this is like 7-6, to be honest. So I'm going to be calling. Fuck. Yeah, I didn't expect him to value jam this thin, to be honest. Well played to him. Like, it's never 4s or 5s because I don't think people slow play those hands on a flush draw board. So it's either 7-6 or some kind of a draw. I didn't expect him to have ace jack. So well played there. Flatting here against a short stacker. It's still good to play these hands, but it would be bad to 3-bet and then get shoved on. We could call against this size if the guy was 100 BB deep, but I think I'm just going to be folding flop now. That was really good jam with the ace jack. Not even like better X jam for protection enough in those spots on GG. So I didn't expect him to have that. Holding here. If he showed me 4s or 5s, then my call off would be bad, but I'm pretty sure that people don't trap enough there. So it's either, like I expected 7-6, I expected combo draw, but he had ace-jack. What can you do? This guy's recreational, he limped, stag him that. 6 deuce on this rig structure against the rig. Let's go for all, peel. Start with the check. Can raise this. We block some of the pocket 2s. He's gonna check on the flop. 3, we have a way more 3x. I think I'm gonna be starting to attack this spot, especially because he bet really fast on the delay. Gonna be squeezing here. Am I like 2 recreationals? Is it better to call or squeeze? I think it's better to call 9s. Gonna go for a normal size because that I can still bet my 3x. If I overbet only, I think I can only rep flushes there. Okay. Alright, so recreational here. Okay, this guy raised, never mind. I wanted to call. If this guy would fold, I would call probably. Because I don't expect recreational to have a range check strat out of position as he should. So once he delays, he's more likely to be weaker. And on that 6 deuce hand, I'm basically trying to make him fold something like weak ace with a spade or something like maybe some pocket pair, right? I don't think people will fold 2 pair. Okay. Got 4 bets. Gonna be calling our hand. Limping here. Oh, this is a dicey spot. I don't think I want to raise. I'm gonna. Do I call this? I block some of the 10s and 9s. Like 6, 7 would be better, but that's a gutter, obviously. I think I peel 1. I think I peel 1. Ah, really bad. Turn, but he checks pretty fast. I think I check back. Yeah, what am I thinking here? 4-way ace jack. This is a good candidate to jam if he would have bet. Now I beat some pocket. I block some pocket 9s. I think I jam this here. He has some ace jack. I think jamming is higher EV than checking. We still have EV in the check back line, but I still think I'm gonna be jamming here. I think I can jam any ace. Good luck me. Yeah. The EV of the jam is way higher in that spot. He's gonna have kings, queens, jacks. I think in theory he's supposed to block some of the weakest overpairs as well. And people might not do that in prac. Here, this is a really big size. I think I'm gonna be folding, yeah. in this session, a lot of the hands we're seeing how good blockers on the river is a big part of the bluff or betting strategy in a broken line node. Because if you river a pair or a pair blocker, it's really good to use it as a bluff where you block most obvious. Like in that line, he's probably going to have pocket tens in that line pure, right? Because I'm going to bet ace myself, and then he unblocks all the bluffs, and then he's just going to go for a bluff catch with tens. So having a tens is really good there. Same for bluff raising the 4 in that BVB spot, right? This was pretty nice. Okay, this guy checks, so I don't think he would check with a recreational in the pot. So I think this guy's out of the pot, and I think I just want to maximize my value every time this guy has pocket jacks. So I'm always going to be raising this spot. Wow. Okay. Call 3-bet. Okay. Is 3-betting higher EV than calling here? Yes. Maybe. I would think so, because there's 2 regs in the blinds. Makes you want to 3-bet more, but calling is obviously not bad. B40 with range, cutoff versus button, jack high boards, standard classic heuristic. Can do that. Queen 4 here. Calling 2.5x, I'm not loving it, but I love to defend. I like to defend wider. Yeah, obviously folding now. We're polarizing on this turn, gonna be using a pretty big bet. Let's go for something like this. Set up the stacks for river. He should be jamming. So in this spot, remember that ace-jack hand, in this spot, he should be jamming ace-jack on the turn. And I don't think people do it enough. Right? Okay, so we lose to some 10-9. What 10-9 we lose to? 10-9 of hearts and 10-9 of spades. But we have 99% equity here. Like, there's no way we lose this hand. So I'm just going to be jamming. I don't expect that many calls because he has to bluff catch some weaker pocket pairs. Maybe some jack 10. When people see a queen, I think they're going to be folding so often. It's crazy, actually. But nothing I can do. I have to jam. Like, it's not like I can go 20 BBs. Why is he bluff? Like, I have to note that. Why is he tanking this? I'm value betting worse than that. Here I'm going to delay pot on a king. Seems like a good strat. Again, I could use this hand as a check back without a club. Now I think I fold because I blocked the main folding range. And what that folding range will be, it will be ace-jack and ace-10. So, and I block both of those hands. Because they will always play as a check call on the turn versus a pot because they have a gut shot and they're ahead against my bluffs. Let's note that guy who tanked ace queen. 3-bet pot, tank, easy bluff catcher on the river facing triple barrel. Okay, so next time I'm against that guy, I will be bluffing way more. Simple note, but really effective, right? When you see a showdown like that, the guy tanks, easy snap call, you know, it's... Uh, 2.2x... Gonna be falling. Against 2x, I think I would call always. 5s. How long are we recording? 30 minutes. Okay, we have 10 more minutes. Okay. Going to be calling this time. Looks like a decent candidate to check to raise the flop, but I think I would be more willing to raise if the board was something like king 8-5, king 7-5 instead of this. Because here he has way more continuous, like all the gut shots and stuff, and I don't really want to build a pot with a 5. Because of those reasons, so I'm just going to be calling. Nothing to do on the turn here. I think this is a pretty bad size. This is the spot from earlier in the session where I said that you only want to use half pots on the turn when the draw completes. Because here, he's trying to make my 10x indifferent, right? Is my 10x in practice really going to be indifferent against this size? Probably not, right? So I only continue gutter plus a pair, right? So more of my calling range has equity against his best hands. If he has aces or ace king, he doesn't really want to build a pot on that turn because more of my calling range will have more equity against his specific hands. So he's going to be forced to check fold so many rivers. Gonna start with the c-bet here. Ace 3 seems like a fine candidate. We get raised. I'm gonna be folding. Ace 3 where we block, where we make him fold something like ace 5, ace 6, ace 7 stuff. Mono boards, again, you don't want to have a big c-betting frequency, but UTG you do actually do. But our hand is kind of ideal as a check back, like pocket 9s, pocket 10s would be my ideal check backs. Even if I want to have a check back range on this type of board. Okay. On the turn, I'll be playing again B40. It's too thin to... Like, we can bet to deny some equity, but I think it's still too thin on a 4 straight. I mean, I have to call because we can still beat some 8x, but people don't really go thin enough here, but I still have to call. Nice. That's a good value bet from him. Because I don't really have diamonds, right? I checked both flop and the turn. So more of his second pairs can go for that size. Unknown in the big blind. I think I'm gonna complete here. Wow, that's a big squeeze. It's queen, 3-betting. Yeah, just folding here. We don't want to continue that offsuit hand, especially deeper. Here, range c-bet, queen high, paired board. Seems like a good strat. And now I think this is a good barrel, because now I don't really block any of the gutters. Right, so this is the type of hand that is like shitty equity, but we make him fold gutters and ace highs. So I think we barrel this hand. This one we're gonna be 4-betting. Now we already accomplished our goal here. I'm gonna be giving up here. Like he's gonna have a king a lot. We block some of the call folds now, like something like 7s and 6s, so I'm just gonna be giving up here. Okay, starting with a B40 on this board. Has a lot of draws. I want to size up a bit. I could even go B50 to be honest. I think I want to play 2-strat here. Jam with my vulnerable overpairs. And then go smaller with my aces and pocket tens, pocket nines. It's actually close. I also have a diamond. I think I just jam. We run into it this time. I think jam is the play there. Maybe with something like kings it would be better because then we also get called by queens. But here still like he has to call jacks, he has to call some low pocket pairs, he has to call ace 10. I think that's a standard play in that spot. 2x open, we're gonna defend. Nice board. We're gonna go for a check raise with our specific combo, probably pure. Yep. Let's go for something like pot. It's good. Nice board. We could develop some leads here because we have a 2-pair and straight advantage. I think our hand is ideal for a lead. Vulnerable overpair. So I'm gonna go for a lead. I think we can arrange lead again on the turn. We're gonna have more 4x. We're gonna have 8-9-0 against 2x open, right? So high frequency lead again for small size. I would just lead range here. This is really scary because he's raising into a range that has a lot of 4x, right? I think this is like more naturally going to be more underbluffed, but I still have to call my hand because I have a gutter. You can start with a 40% here. Yeah, this is actually a good play, really good play by him. To raise over cards just to make me fold something like third pair or fourth pair. I'm actually surprised by this play. It's actually really good play. So this guy is pretty good. Could also maybe 3-bet the turn. But I think I prefer 3-betting with stuff like 8s instead in that spot, and then just call 9s. Just checking aces here. 3-way. No need to bet. We don't need protection. The big blind is going to have a lot of 3x, so it's better to play it as a delay or as a bluff catch. The guy blocks the turn again. No reason to raise. I would be raising weaker over pairs if I check something like sixes, if I check something like jacks without a diamond on the flop. And now I'm going to be potting it, trying to wrap a missed flush draw. Snap call. Alrighty. That's an optimistic call. Especially where he blocks my hearts. Having ace of diamonds is good, but having jack of hearts is pretty bad. But you see that people don't expect you to have overpairs in that line because most of the players are used to c-betting it always. $16 VPIP, I still want to 3-bet my high card blocker hands. Still gonna be a good strat. Okay, it's 40 minutes. We have, let's go for like 2 or 3 more minutes till 45, and then we will wrap it up. Nice board. We can start with a range c-bet here. Ace high boards. Especially if the guy won't raise something like 7-6 or something, maybe like a pocket deuces with a heart, which he should at a mix, right? If he doesn't raise those hands, then we can range c-bet even more. Okay, interesting turn. He shouldn't have a lot of flushes because there's already 2 high cards on the board. He shouldn't defend Jack-9. So I think I'm going to be betting again here. I would check a lot, but I still think I will be betting here. Like Ace-10, block some of his checkbacks on the river, makes me want to... Actually, let's check. Let's check. Calling here, Jack-10, pretty bad to 3-bet if you're playing a polarized pre-flop 3-betting range. Because it's kind of too weak to call versus a 4-bet. I mean, it's in there, but it's okay. Just gonna be calling now. And here, looks needed to check back, but I think we just check back. We value bet jacks, we value bet king queen, we value bet 9x. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm wanna go 40% on the turn, where I can still value bet my 7x. And if I go too big, I'm gonna isolate myself against a stronger range, right? Now, when he checks the turn, he has a lot of high cards that we don't need to risk much to fold him off those high cards. That's why you go for a smaller size when you're probing the turn there. So you're value betting thinner, all the second pairs, all the third pairs, and you don't need to risk as much when you're bluffing, right? 2x open against the reg. Let's flat, and we're gonna end the video here. How much? Like 42 minutes, yeah. Sit out on next blind, yeah, let's do that. Super good board for us. We can probably stab something like 70% here, 60% here. Gonna go for it. Having a heart is nice. We block some of the bluff raises by him. Okay, on this turn, I'm gonna be playing a polarized strategy, so overbet or check. I like to go more thinner in these spots. There's so many like gutters, like pocket 6s, pocket 9s that have to call. There's Jack-10, there's Jack-9. I really want to go, I really like to play thinner in the spots and then just check back the rivers. I also block pocket aces. He will probably always play like this, just calling the flop. Nice. Starting with our range check here. Don't know who this guy is, unknown. You checked. I think I want to go one. Like, my hand is kind of too good to start bluffing, but I think betting maybe performs better against unknown guy. Okay, he checked. He called pretty fast. I don't think I'm gonna fold him off pocket pair here, like pocket 7s, 5s. Ace 9, a block ace 9. I just either wanna overbet or I can't really fold him 8s here, so I'm just gonna be checking. Okay, we can note that as a fish. So call pre-jack 10-0 button doesn't stab flop top pair. So it's more like a passive fish, right? But my idea was he folds something like queen jack in that spot, right? Even though I beat that hand, it has a lot of equity, you know. Maybe ace high is too high in my range to start bluffing there, but I still think betting is against unknowns. I prefer betting than check calling, to be honest. Or I could go for a check raise as well if I think he will stab more. But they usually stab on the flop on these low boards with all the pocket pairs, so I don't think he has a pocket pair anymore. But that guy was passive. If he didn't step his, I'm not saying his check back is a mistake on the flop, obviously, but a lot of people would see top pair, or there's a flush draw, or I have to bluff, I have to bet to protect my hand, right? But anyways, that was it for this video. A good session, a lot of interesting spots. We won 2 stacks and then we lost those both stacks. So swingy session, but overall, I think there was a lot of stuff to talk about. I hope you guys liked this video and see ya in the next one.